Do you want to start with Nick now? Is he going to play this week or is he definitely out?
He's definitely out this week.
And what about for the rest of the season? Do you think it's...
Can't answer that. A lot's going to depend on how he pulls up. So he'll have complete rest this week and probably most of next week. And we'll see how he goes. If some of his issues resolve, then we'll build him up and see how he goes. So that's the plan.
When you say complete rest, that's literally a rest. He doesn't train, doesn't swim, doesn't walk. Is it just totally...
I'm not really sure of that whole program. So he'll do stuff that's not going to aggravate the issues that he's got. So that he may still be able to swim. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Can you talk us through the issues you mentioned back a couple of weeks ago?
His back's an ongoing thing. He's just got a back that may flare up at various times throughout his life. So that's not a major issue, but it is when he tweaks it, it gets sore. So the pain he's getting is, I'm not sure whether you call it adductor pain, groin pain, whatever you want to term it. And there was always a chance after the surgery he had post-season. There's a high chance that they get some pain the following season, and that's flared up over the last month. Really, the first 6 weeks back, he was going pretty well, and then he landed very heavily against Essendon, and that's really caused the majority of the issues.
Is it osteitis pubis?
I couldn't answer that. That's got me stumped, that term, for the last 10 years. So I don't think we're classing it as that. That it's he had surgery around that sort of issue last year. But yeah, I'm not qualified to answer that.
So John, when you say you'll miss all of this week, training-wise, and most of next week, does that put him in for a pretty serious doubt for the following game?
Yeah, it would, yeah, because we want to see when we start building him back up what's the level of workload he can do before any soreness may rear its head. And if that's only in a light training session, that means he'll probably need extended rest. If he gets through a training session, we'll build it up again and see what he can cope with before he's ready to step into a game.
Does that step into then your realms of diagnosis, whether it continues as rest or possibly surgery?
I don't think surgery's part of the equation at this stage. Well, I'm sure it's not part of the equation. It's around rest will resolve the issue, and it's a matter of how much rest.
Daniel Kerr's sore again?
Yeah, his knee blew up after the game. He's obviously having a tough time. This is his, we call it a good knee. That's blown up. Not
the other one?
Yeah, the other one not the other one. So I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one's the good one and which one's the not so good one. But
can surgery fix what he's got, or are we looking at a degenerative complaint?
Well, this current one's only flared up in the last 2 weeks, really. So the other knee, there's not much they can do about it, but that's coping. But this current thing is, he was in doubt going into last week, but came up good for it. But it swelled up after the game. So now it's even more intense diagnosis around what's causing that, and talk to the relevant people about will it resolve itself with a week or two off, or does it need surgery?
So there's a chance that, as you sit here today, that he might be sat down for the rest of the year?
No. Well, for any player, that's always a possibility. But no, really, for Daniel, it's he wants to train tomorrow and see how it is, see how it feels. But he won't do that until he's had consultation with the medical staff, if that's the best thing for him. So he's pushing to try and get up and be available to play. But the boys haven't done too much this week yet, so it's around what he does tomorrow.
And is that available to play in your team or another?
That's available for selection.
You appeared to indicate on Monday night that you...
Yeah, I know.
The big question.
I know. It was a light-hearted throwaway line for Big Baz. He keeps asking, so I just feed him a bit. He always bites.
You sparked a bit of a frenzy yesterday.
Oh, no, yeah, it's interesting. Has anything changed? I'm in the process of giving really serious consideration around my role at the footy club as senior coach and what I can offer the club, what I need to be able to coach this club to the best of my ability. And so I'm putting a plan in action to present to the footy club.
So you're saying you want to coach and you're going to present to them, or you're still establishing whether you want to coach next year?
I'm establishing, what it would need to look like. Look, in a nutshell, I will be very clear on where it's all at inside a month, and we'll go from there. But sorry for creating the excitement yesterday. I hope it was excitement for you all. But yeah, good.
Inside a month, though, the obvious one on that is there is a change because you indicated end of season for
Well, I'm only, you've worn me down. You've worn me down.
So you're coming to us early, eh?
Yeah.
Seriously, because you've got 6 weeks to go. Inside a month means before the end of the season we could get it.
Yeah, well, don't take it exactly a month. You know, it might be inside 6 or 7 weeks. Roughly a month.
When you're saying you're being lighthearted about it, you haven't decided?
Lighthearted about my comment to Baz? Yeah, well, that's just, Baz asks most Monday nights, and I'll give him a different answer every Monday night.
Because you did say you'd tell me first, so...
I did,
Yeah.
yes, and I haven't done that. So I was just, baiting Baz.
Right.
Yeah, it's a giveaway. I don't think I'm just going to walk in and sign a contract. I think I'm going to walk in and show them what my thoughts are about my direction. I think the coaching group can head in, and I would assume that it won't be just rubber stamped. It will be the board will have to consider that.
So when you're saying put something, are you thinking maybe a director of coaching?
No.
No? So you would be the coach?
Yep.
That's what you want to be?
Yep.
John, are we at a point now where this game is must win for finals?
Not
Not an
sure.
8-point game,
Yeah,
just-
no, it's not an 8-point game. I don't know. I'm not sure what the figures are. Anything can happen, but for us, we see this as a really, really good challenge for us. This game, we go in having put up some intense efforts over the last month or so for only one win. But in that month or so, a lot of good quarters and a lot of quarter wins against good teams. We want to challenge ourselves to win games. That's what we want to do. So that's what we'll be aiming to do this week. And if we win, we can ask the same question next week.
Is finals still your intention?
Oh, I'd love to play in the finals. Absolutely, yeah.
So with 6 to go, 2 games out of the 8th spot, have you projected how many you would?
No, I don't look. I don't know who plays who. No. Just that does take care of itself without me looking at it.
So, John, saying that, will you gauge, like in the case of Nick Naitanui, week in, week out, and if you get to a stage where feasibly it's not possible to play in September, does that mean that Nick will be rested for next year?
That'll depend on how he's feeling. If he has 2 weeks off and starts training and feels no pain and feels really good about it, I would expect he'll play because he loves playing footy and it's all part of his development. So that's the best scenario for us is that Nick's back playing in 3 or 4 weeks, which would be wonderful, regardless of our ladder position.